Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another sports betting video as of today. And today is going to be for the very first day of December this year. I'm super excited for this slate. I always love the start of a month. It always makes me feel like it's kind of like a brand new fresh start. So obviously it's not, but it's cool to think like that. So. First of all, I did just want to say once again, thank you guys so much for the support. You guys have been killing it. I've gotten a lot of subscribers. I've gotten a lot of comments. I love the interactions with you guys. It's really it's fantastic. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post my videos daily. First, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap. As of right now, the time of recording this is while some of the games were going on. So I don't know the final of it all, but truthfully, it's not looking too good. My one bet that did cash so far was my best bet of the day, which was Steven Adams over 6.5 rebounds. He had like 6 after the first, or he had 4 in the first quarter, 6 by halftime. He ended up cashing it midway through the third. Awesome, love that. My next bet that I did have was the Brooklyn Nets -6. They blew a big lead in the third quarter that they had. They were up by like 15-ish or like 13, something like that. Blew a big lead, ended up coming down to the very last shot. And Evan Fournier almost hit that very last shot to win the game. So that did end up not cashing. And my other two bets that are going on right now, I had Pistons +10 versus the Blazers. Damian Lillard was ruled out too. So I definitely was much more confident, and the Pistons just decided that they did not want to come to play basketball, and they are currently losing by like 20. And the other bet that I had on my half-unit play was De'Aaron Fox over 21.5 points. It's not looking good. He's at 13 points with only like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but you never know. There is still plenty of time for that one, so hopefully that one can cash. But I'm not gonna hold myself to it. So, but you know what they always say? They always say to ride with someone once they're down, because you never know with sports betting, it could flip just like that. So. I'm pretty confident with my plays as of today for December the 1st, so I'm really excited to get into it. So we will go ahead and start with one of my favorite plays of the day. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I have I have 3 best plays, or 3 of my favorite plays, and then I have a half unit play which could hit, but it is a little bit on the riskier side. So first, I'm going to start off with one of my favorite bets. I have the Milwaukee Bucks -8 versus the Hornets, which is at -110 odds. The Milwaukee Bucks are at home as well, so the Hornets are traveling to Milwaukee to take on this Bucks team. The Bucks are 4-0 against the spread in the last 4. They have absolutely been killing it against the spread and just against teams in general. So they have taken on the challenge of going against the spread and covering. The Hornets are 5-9 against the spread on the road, so truthfully haven't been very good on the road. They have been losing a lot of games on the road, haven't been covering, and it's not all their fault, but they are playing some pretty quality teams on the road, and the Bucks are definitely one of those teams. It doesn't look like the Bucks are going to have any injuries either, besides for Brook Lopez, so that does hurt the Hornets a little bit as well. Every game that the Bucks have won against the Hornets in the past 3 seasons have been when they were by 8 or more, or have been by 8 or more, excuse me. So in the past 3 years, anytime that the Bucks have won has been by this 8-point margin or more. So covering the spread, or at least pushing the spread over the past 3 years, anytime that they've won. And then they are actually 6-2 outright versus the Hornets, but they've lost twice, and one of them I'm not even going to count, because the one time that they did lose to the Hornets, they didn't have Jonas or Chris Middleton, and that was before they got Drew Holiday. So they had like Bryn Forbes, Giannis's brother starting, and like they didn't even have like a complete lineup. So I'm not going to hold that one against them. So 6-1 if you want to be technical, but 6-2 if you want to go by the paper. So I'm pretty confident about that pick. I like the Milwaukee Bucks -8 against the Hornets. I think they'll be able to get it done. This next pick is going to be my best pick of the day, my favorite bet. I think that this one has a very high chance of cashing, and that is going to be Jonas Valanciunas over 11.5 rebounds, -115 versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Dallas is 26th in rebounds per game, so they are a very poor rebounding team. Even last game, if you look at the box score, Luka was leading them in rebounds. He had 10, but even their big men, Kristaps Porzingis had like 5 rebounds, I think, and then Moses Brown, who was their starting center, had 2 rebounds. So I mean, they just can't grab rebounds for whatever reason. And Joe Val is averaging 12.4, so almost a whole rebound more than this total. So hopefully he can cash that for us. As long as he hits his average, he will be able to cash it for us. I think the line should be 12.5. Then it would have been a little bit of a different story. But it's at 11.5 right now, so I'm going to take it. Kristaps Porzingis is actually questionable, which would help us out if he was out, because obviously that's going to eliminate a 7-footer being on the floor, giving Jonas Valanciunas even more of an advantage. And Willie Cauley-Stein's out. So between the two things, it's setting us up pretty nicely for this bet. And then on top of that, Mavs give up 17.5 rebounds per game to opposing center, which is 4th most in the entire NBA. So they are really bad when it comes to getting rebounds against the centers. They just can't do it. I don't know really what all that's about. But as of right now, they are 4th. Like, they are the 4th worst team when it comes to rebounds per game. So I think that Jonas Valanciunas has an excellent advantage here. And Zion's still out. Brandon Ingram, he does go for rebounds every once in a while, but it's mostly just Joe Val, and that's just about it. So I really like Joe Val over 11.5 rebounds for that game. This is going to be our half play unit of the day. It's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, over 21.5 points versus Houston, -110. Now, once again, kind of like my play from today with De'Aaron Fox, the reason why it's my half play of the day is because I don't really have a whole lot of stats to back it up. I just think it's going to happen. So first of all, Houston is 26th in the league on defense, which totally makes sense. The Houston Rockets and the Thunder just played each other like 2 nights ago, but they're playing each other again. I have no idea why that's part of the schedule, but they do play each other once again. Last game, Shai did end up cashing this over, but not by much. He only cashed it literally by half a point. He got 22 instead of 21 and a half. So he literally cashed it by half a point. So hopefully, after playing them just a couple nights ago, he can get a better feel of this team and he can start to truly do his thing. And because, Shai's a really great player. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he's kind of had a rough year this year. And so hopefully he can turn that around against this Rockets team and start to go in the right direction again. Also, my final stat for it, or actually I have two more stats. So they do give up the 5th most points in the entire league. So the Rockets do give up a lot of points. The only issue is the Thunder don't really score a lot of points. So that stat, it kind of washes out. And then on top of that, against opposing point guards, the Rockets do give up 23 points per game. So 1.5 points over this total. So hopefully that can work in our favor as well. So that's going to be my half unit play of the day. SGA over 21.5 points versus Houston. And Jalen Green's still out, by the way. So that does help just a touch. Not a whole lot, but it does help a little bit. And then my final play of the day, it is going to be Trae Young over 26.5 points versus the Pacers, -110. Ice Trae. He has been pretty good against the Pacers. Against the Pacers, he's actually cashed this in 3 of his last 4 games. And he's actually just been on a tear overall, to be completely honest. He has cashed in his last 4 games. He's gotten over this 26.5 points. I think he scored, if I remember correctly, I think he scored 30 in all of his last 4 games. So he's been hooping. He's been absolutely doing his thing. And on top of that, the Hawks have a lot of injury concerns as of right now. It looks like Bogdanovich is going to be out, Hunter is going to be out, or DeAndre Hunter is going to be out, and Aneka Okongwu are out. And then on top of that, Cam Reddish is questionable with a left wrist sprain. So you're looking at some potential scoring. I mean, Bogdanovich. Wow, holy cow, I can't say his name. Bogdanovich is a really great scorer. DeAndre Hunter does help out on the scoring as well. Not nearly as much, but he does help out a little bit. And Cam Reddish as well. He can score the basketball if needed. Okongwu is more of a defensive and rebounding center, but he can still put up some points. So that's leaving a lot of shot opportunities for Trae Young. With all four of those players, if they were to all be ruled out, that is a lot of shots for Trae Young. And I could see him shooting as many times as he wants against this Pacers team, because somebody's got to do the scoring. And truly, other than him and Kevin Huerter and I guess John Collins, they don't really have a whole lot of scoring on this team. So I think that this is a pretty good bet. I really like it, over 26.5. I don't even know who they would put as their small forward right now, with Bogdanovich and Hunter out. Maybe run a bigger lineup with like Gallo. I really have no idea. I truthfully am just lost. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out tomorrow, but that's going to be my final play of the day. Trae Young over 26.5 points versus the Pacers. So I did end up taking 3 player props today, which normally doesn't happen. Normally I try to kind of space it out. I usually take a spread pick, usually take like an over-under, usually take 1 or 2 player props, usually out of different categories, whether it be assists, rebounds, points, whatever the case might be. But I felt really good about these ones. I think that these ones are going to be very solid. So you guys got to make me a deal right here, right now. If you guys tail me on any of these bets and they do end up hitting, you guys got to sub. But no, for real though. You guys have shown me so much support as of recently. I've gained a lot of subscribers, and truthfully, I'm speechless. I don't really know what to say when it comes to stuff like that, other than thank you guys. You guys have been amazing, and I plan to keep doing this. I love sports betting. I do it every single day. I am pretty successful with it. If you guys do have the Action app, it's basically just a sports tracker. If you guys do want to follow me on there, you're more than welcome to. My name's King Sanders on there. I don't think there's any spaces in it, but I don't know. I'll link it in the description down below, so you guys can definitely take a look at it. Also, if I ever do add any plays to whatever the case might be, or I give like updates as to how my bets are going, that is going to be in my Twitter. I will link that down in the description as well. Make sure you guys go follow both of those things. But that's going to do it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. King Center signing out. Peace.